Hey all my crafty friends, back with another install of hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 2023. Wah! Say that 5 times really fast. I am going to introduce you to all of the goodies and then we'll get started. So Sweet Pea Papers, Terry Lee and myself are sponsoring this collaboration. We have, with all of us, there's 16 people doing beautiful Christmas stuff. So Sweet Pea Papers doing a giveaway. Go over to her website, Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, sorry, not website. Go over there and get her information on how to do all of that. I have a little special going on at my store right now. If you go in and spend $15 or more on product, you will get a free yard of lace. In my first video, all of this is under a playlist. So if you go to the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 2023, you go to my first video in that playlist and you'll see the lace. I think I've shown it a couple other times. Oh, here's a bit. There's the ivory, the cream, and the pink. Get it this way. It's really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, then there are also a lot of our other collaborators. They have Etsy shops. Please go and check out their Etsy shops and be kind and wonderful and things like that. Check out everybody's channel and all that stuff. So I'm also doing a raffle for the collaborators, okay? So if you go to my shop and spend any amount of money, it doesn't matter if it's $5 or $50, you spend any amount of money and in the message you say, hey, I'm doing, you know, Terry sent me, or Jovi, or, you know, I mean, we got Rhoda, we got all kinds of beautiful ladies doing stuff. If you say they sent you, then they get put into a raffle. I have 2 prizes, but one of them is just because they're participating, and then the other one is they're going to, whoever gets the most people saying they sent them, they're going to win a prize. So yeah, so do that, you know, if you want to buy something. I'm not very good at being a commercial, so other than that, that's it. So let's get started, guys, okay? Bye! Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Okay, we are going to cut out our pocket. Because remember, I wanted our pocket to fit in there just perfectly. Well, you know, I want it to snug in so it looks like it. So I only, and I should have done this before I glued it down, but I only want to cut out the chipboard. So this is going to be a bit tricky. Okay. No lines. So I measured up a 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then I did an inch size pocket, and I may have to cut down my pocket just a little bit because it wasn't going to leave enough on the frame to you know, to be supportive on the sides here. So I wanted at least 1/4 inch. So I had to bring it in just a smidge. So you guys can do this before you glue it down, if you haven't already glued it down. I just have to be very careful that I am not cutting into my craft text. One more. Okay. And then we'll see how loose it is. corners always need a little extra. This is where I'm going to get in trouble and cut my I guess I'm going to be pulling it up in layers here. Okay, that works. Just want to get down to the craft text. If I cut into the craft text, we'll figure it out. But if I don't... So I'm showing you this just because if you do it, you'll see how there's always a way of fixing things. Always a way of fixing things. Huh. And if I could even just get it thin enough, which I think, yeah, I think that's the last layer till I hit craft text. So I'm just going to leave that so that I will have craft text to wrap around here. Now, I'm already going to have some craft text to wrap around this. So I don't want to really double it. So I'm going to go ahead and start about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of the pocket, and I'm going to cut down through the craft text. Okay, so there I am through the craft text, and now I'm going to take where I stopped and go right into the corner. There we go. So this piece, I should now be able to get the rest of my There's still a few layers left on there, so I'm trying to get that up because it's too thick. There, now it's just a paper layer. And I should be able to just get that off. Get it off as best you can. Okay, so now I'm going to want this to come up and around, but there's still just too much from this. There we go. Let's see. Ah, that's much better. A little bit there. Okay, so now this should be able to come around pretty well. Okay, I am going to be using my Fabri-Tac, and I grab the good bottle so you guys don't have to wait while it slowly flows down. But this one did end up with a big hole in it. Because I asked my daughter to do it, and I didn't explain to her before she did it that you need to do it just a little bit at a time until you get it, you know, get it opened. And she just cut like a ½ an inch down, and so I got a great big old... I didn't say anything to her though. I didn't want her to feel bad. Okay. So I'm just trying to hold this until it grabs, and then we'll fold it over. Da 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 da. Okay, and then we're just gonna fold this over. I should have cut it maybe a little bit longer. Probably would have been better, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. So you could probably go down from the bottom of the frame, go down into the pocket about a ½ an inch, so that when you bring it over, you'll be all right. So now I'm going to want to make this piece that I fold over come over this little lip, so it will really hold it down. It'll give it one more layer of stability. All right, let's see. Just this little part that barely comes over the edge is just not sticking. I've got to take this fingernail polish off. Got to. It's just about off. It's that Color Street, and I've probably been wearing it for a month now, and yeah, it's time to take it off. My fingernails have grown so much, but the nail polish itself stays on there so well that even though it's far away from my cuticles, it still looks pretty good. So, yeah. But it's time. Alright, so there we've got that piece. And I want to make sure that I haven't cut any holes yet. No, nothing through. So, see, there's always something that's going to fill these videos up more than we think that we were going to talk about. Get under that layer of thickness and let's get it off of here. Okay, and let's cut down this side again. Now, if I flip this over, I will be able to see how much is left. Not much. Not much is left on there. And you've got to get it all the way to the edge, because when you fold it over, you don't want it impeding your fold. Okay, let's do this another time here. Oh, come on, guys. Now you stay where you're put. Okay, so now I want to start from this corner, and I'm going to go out, and I want to start from this corner and go out just about a half an inch, and then we're going to bring that straight up, straight up. Okay. Now that is going to cover all the edges, which is some of it we're going to have to cut off the excess. But that's going to cover all of the edges. Okay? So that is the space for our pocket. And I'm just going to come in here and cut about half of this off. I have to have room for this piece, the bottom piece. Okay, and I'll probably have to cut a little bit right here off. Let's get these glued down. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue these down. I do have a little, whoops, a little bit of mess here in the corner that I need to get cleaned out. So I'm going to pick at that for a second. And other than that, then we'll work on the frame part. Okay? Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right. I'll be back in a minute, guys. Okay. So, I've got this going. I just put some clips on there. So here, we're going to cut a rectangle out of the center of this. It doesn't have to be, you know, real perfect. You just want to make sure you're leaving enough that you're going to cover everything. And then go down a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to go from corner to point. Oopsie. Corner. Okay. All right, so now you want to start working that Fabri-Tac around and I didn't leave that long enough to try and catch that, but I think it'll be all right. Okay. So there's that. So that's a good length. This one needs to get cut down. There we go. And this one needs to get cut down. This stuff is not hard to cut. It's very easy to work with. But I tell you, I do like it better when I fold this around and give it a nice burnish. It puts that fold in the paper for me nicely. So I know that when I go, so I've done the top and the bottom this way, but sorry, I need to do these sides. I'm trying not to hit the camera this time. Okay. See, that made a nice crisp edge to the paper. See that? Nice crisp edge. Okay. All right. So then when we do this, we can pull it, and probably still want to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it around easily. See that, if I would have made that any thinner, I don't think it would be much support at all. So I'm glad I didn't go any thinner. Okay. Fabri-Tac. We're going to put it on the edge of the frame and then on the edge of the paper. And I'm doing this so that the Fabri-Tac has a chance to get tacky. Okay. So I'm going to roll this one over, and I've got myself a bunch of clips. So I have the hardest time with these, pinching them especially is, oops, I totally went off of the, okay, there's that. And then another one. Let's see, is it going to be good enough to do this end, or do I need, I think that'll be good. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull this one around. There's that. Try not to get glue on this book. Then I need a little one for this side. There we go. I might not have brought enough clips, although these might be dry. I might be able to start removing them. All right, because I got 3 more clips out. And that does not go over the edge, so that's very nice. Okay, so clip it in place here. And okay, and then this one down here. So this has had the biggest chance of getting tacky. So hopefully, and then I'm going to take the middle one off of this. There we go. And put it over here. Okay, so now we're going to let that dry. And let's see, let's start on the bottom. I'm going to take my cover to my double-sided tape off. One, there we go. And this should be able to get off. To unsqueeze for a second. There we go. And that ought to come off. Good, 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 good. And one more. So I'm doing this the same way I would do as if this was cardstock. You know, other than, of course, the spine we're doing differently anyway. But I am using the Fabri-Tac, which is what I'd use if I was using fabric for my cover instead. Well, I'd probably use glue all for that big of a, but you could use Fabri-Tac as well. Okay, again, we're going to put it right on the edge of our book. And like I said, I am going to have to cut this down. So I'm going to come at, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to come at just a little bit of an angle and cut out a little bit of this. I cannot really see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to, it's not super straight, but yeah, it's going to work. So it won't come out past my opening. Okay, so I am going to start in the center, and I'm going to go ahead and take these two clips off, flip this over, and come this way and put those two clips back on. There we go. Just pull it around, and it should stay stuck because of the sequin tape, and give the chance for the Fabri-Tac. Oh, I did not put Fabri-Tac. Let's put Fabri-Tac. I didn't put Fabri-Tac on there. How is it going to stick down, Dingleberry? And I didn't cut my corners, but we'll be able to get my corners cut. No problem. Okay. So now I'm going to take there we go. And here, let's go ahead and get that corner cut. And let's put some Fabri-Tac on the edge so it's going to stick on something. So right around the corner it's getting on the double-sided tape, and then it's also gluing the edge down nice. Ugh. Messy, 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 messy. That's a good crafting day, though. Yes, it is. That's a good crafting day. Let me go ahead. This down here is not happy. It's just pulling too hard on it, so it's not wanting to stay folded up. All right. Stop making all that noise. So there is one side. Now, before the glue dries, was that my, yes it was, excuse me. I lost my bone folder. I'm going to really give this a nice little, there we go. Okay. Okay, flip her around. First thing I'm going to do, so it has a chance to start getting tacky, is putting a stream of Fabri-Tac all along the edge of the book. I'm going to cut my corners, leaving plenty to work my corners. I'm leaving plenty, plenty, plenty to work my corners. Okay. So let's go ahead and take off the cover to the double-sided tape on this here side. There we go. And then here. There. All right. And then, this time we're actually going to do it properly. I'm going to put just a line of my Fabri-Tac along the edge of the craft text. Okay, we're going to start. I don't know if this is going to need, let me go ahead and take these off. Yeah, this is going to need cut down just a little bit. Dang it. I didn't think about that. Now I got all this Fabri-Tac that I got to cut through. Yummy. My scissors are going to be so happy. Okay. Yuck. Let me get these wiped off best I can. Alright. And a little more Fabri-Tac on our new bottom end. Okay, now we have our 2 clips. We're going to bring this around. And I'm going to clip it. Whoops. Let's clip it from this end. There we go. And clip this from this end. There. Okay. So now, just pull it around and down. Burnish to spread the glue around. And to adhere it to me and glue all over the place. Okay. I am really stretching it around. There we go. Well, at least I didn't have Fabri-Tac oozing everywhere this time. Okay. So far, there's the spine of the book. It's huge, but it's going to be so pretty. So pretty. So pretty. All right. When I closed the book, it just kind of opened up with the wet glue again. So I'm just... And I'm going to flip these and do this. Whoopsie. Okay. You want to be flat down on the flat edge of your book board or chipboard, whatever it is that you're working on. You're not coming at it off the side. You're completely up and down. Okay, just so you know. All right, so now, how can I? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So now I'm going to do my corners, and I am going to get this double-sided tape off, I hope. A little tweezer assistance here. Oh, these tweezers. They're good for holding something, but that's, you know, it's got to be something kind of large. Or it ain't good much for nothing. Okay, just like in my books, with cardstock, I'm going to fill a little bit of Fabri-Tac in my corners. And I'm going to bring and work that craft text down into that corner and into that glue, so it stays just like that around the corner. And then this one, Try and keep your hands off your double-sided tape if you're already taking it off. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to do more Fabri-Tac on the folded part we just did and along the book. And then some on the outside edge, because you've got your double-sided tape. You don't need to put, I don't put glue on my double-sided tape. I mean, I just think that each one of these types of adhesives have their own properties and capabilities, and I think by putting glue on top of the double-sided tape, you're maybe not allowing the double-sided tape to be able to do its job to the best of its ability. So, okay. And then we're just going to rub this around. One nice thing about Fabri-Tac, if you get it on anything, you can just rub back and forth and it comes off, even on your hands. Yeah. Okay, this still needs a little bit of work. Now, a few of my ends were dented from, you know, when kids or people in general dropped the book or whatever. It just had... Alright, and we're going to do the other one the same way. We can get this double-sided tape off. There we go. We're going to fill the corner up. Bring that around into that glue. There we go. I did not leave a whole lot on that one, but I am going to be able to cover my corner up, so that's good. Okay. On the little corner piece we just made and along the edge of the book. And on the outside edge of our cover. I needed to bring in a little bit more of that. Okay. It's a little more to deal with than cardstock, but not much. Not much. Let's see how this corner is. Very good. You can always burnish hard down on your corners if you need them to look a little more one way or the other, if it's not quite centered. Just whatever you need to do. Okay. So now all of this should be dry. But I think I'm going to go ahead and leave these on for just a little while, guys, and let this really soak and dry, and then we'll move on. Okay? See you in a minute. Now I got two structure strips that are from the top of the pocket and down some from the frame. So I know that those are going to be, in fact, I think I'm going to cut this down just a smidge more, both of them. There we go. All right, so let's get our structure strip folded. And I'm going to take off one side right now. Now, the thing that you really need to make sure that you're doing is that your side piece comes and lays on top of your frame. Okay, that is what we're looking for. So I am going to lay this down on the side that doesn't have the tape. That side's on the frame. I have the book page exactly where I want it, and I am going to push that down, fold this up, and take this end off, if and I can. Okay, then I'm still holding this, so I'm going to take my corner, I push that down into the corner and then take the other structure strip side and burnish down. Try not to, see, I did push a little too hard in one little spot, so I do have a smaller piece that I didn't use right here. So I think I'm just going to, oh God, everything's flying all over the place. Yeah, I don't want to leave that like that just yet. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, and I think I'll use some, let's see. Will you hold that up? Probably too much. There we go. All right, I just put a bottle of glue behind it. This one, I'm going to put glue on both sides. And I'm going to put glue right in the spot where I ripped it. I didn't mean to go up quite as high as I did. And then I'm just pushing that in there with my nails, just to make sure I've got good adhesion. It's going to keep that on there. Keep it on there. Okay, so now it's pretty much standing up on its own. I'm still leaving the bottle there. Going to do the same thing, but I think this time I'm not going to push quite so hard. I think this time I'm not. Okay, same thing. Pull your book on top of your frame. Slide the non-sticky side onto your frame and against your book. Okay. Now let's fold and get the covering off of my double-sided tape. Hold everything where it needs to be. And there we go. All right. Because the book does not open like a normal book. You guys remember that. Book does not open like a normal book. Now, remember when I was doing the frame and I had extra space from, you know, having 3/4 of the ends, and I had extra space? So instead of making the frame the size I had it, look at that. I added almost another 1/2 inch to that frame. Well, don't ever do that. Because now my book pages don't fit. See all that space right here? I can stick my finger in between. Really? So, I'm going to have to do 2 more of these at a bigger size. But I'm not going to give you the bigger size of the frame. Not going to do it. Although, because it's bigger size of the frame, the drawer has to get a little bit, the drawer was going to have to get cut anyway because it was the same size, other than about 1/8 of an inch. It was the same size as the top and bottom of the display box part. So it's going to have to be smaller anyway. So I keep changing this thing, and I know that has got to be frustrating for you guys. I don't really mean to do it, and I'm sorry I did, but I did. So, if you don't change the frame size and cut your drawer out, leaving yourself as much space as possible, I'd say no less than 1/2 an inch. I put 1/4 of an inch down there, and I should have left myself 1/2 an inch and just gone with a smaller drawer. Which is fine, because all I'm interested in getting in is that electrical box for my lighting. That's all I needed to get in. So that's really all it needed to be, was this size. But, you know me. I got to keep making it bigger and better and fancier and blah, 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 blah. Anywho. Okay, so now what I want to do, and I'm going to put... This one just does not want to stay very well. I'm going to put glue. I need the couple of them over here. This one's heavy enough. That'll hold it. Okay. Now I need to take my 2 sides of my, which I have one here. Oh, Lord, I tell you, it has been so hard to keep up with these things. Okay, so this one is going to go right along this side. And this one is going to go right along this side. Okay, so we will have those right there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah. I like that. So I got to put these on. And I think, let me flip this way. I'm going to just use my Fabri-Tac. What is this stuff called? Art glitter glue. There's not going to be any stress or strain on this at all, so just okay. So now this one is going on the, you know, quote unquote front cover. You don't really have a, there we go. We can put a clamp on it if we'd like. I don't know if this little one will clamp all of this. Oh, look at that go. Okay. So, whoopsie. let's put this bottle here and these two bottles over here while I get this one glued down. Make sure you're getting the bottom on the bottom and the top on the top, the drawer being the bottom side. And I'm just putting glue all right, and just center it top and bottom. There we go. Probably needs a few more. Okay, because I think this is still, look at that wanting to go open again. There. Need them on the bottoms. Push this back over here so it's got that bottle holding it up. Ah, okay. This is a little fiddly, but I think in the end, it's going to be oh so worth it. I didn't get out enough. Come on, guys. Work with me here. There we go. Oh, boy, does that hurt my thumb. Now I can get that teeny tiny one over this. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to let that dry. Then we're going to put the bottom of my and I have been thinking, I know I made 2 of these, but I think on the bottom I'm just going to put a flat piece. Just have it flush with the bottom, just so that it will lay nicely and the books, you know, will not be putting pressure on to something that's just being held up by a 1/2-inch strip all the way around. So I think that's probably going to work best. I will have to have a bottom for my drawer, and we can build that after we get a bottom on this. So, I'm going to have to look while I'm letting this dry. I'm going to let you guys go. Probably, I don't know. I may be back. I may not. It's a surprise every time. I just keep going with this thing and I have no clue. I've lost all sense of time and all that kind of stuff because nobody's home but me. So I just keep going. Just keep going. I'm going to put my glue away. I'm going to go and find a piece of, come on, oh, for permanently sake. Oh, okay. That was about the dumbest thing I think I've ever done in my life. I'll be back.